Thank you for tuning in to Upland Inside the Game, and I have a few things I want to go over real quick, but we're going to give you what I like to call a crap sandwich. For lack of a better word, I actually use a different word, but we're keeping this cool for the kids that happen to be tuning on to this show. Want to make it family oriented, but before we get into it, if you go down into the descriptions, you can get on the Discord channel. We finally collected all the entries for the votes of the new platform that we're going to do. Go in there. If you go, let me show you. You go in here, you click on this. You go up here, we're doing chat with blood right now, but if you go into contest voting right here, here's all the suggestions for the new channel. We reserve the right to change it to our own name, but we're going to let you vote on see who gets the 20,000 upix. So first place gets 20,000 upix. The next 5 places get 10,000 upix each. So go in here, place your vote, and right now it's a runaway for the bloody truth. But like I said, we're going to reserve the right to change the name if we want to. We're just going to give you the opportunity to hand the upix to the category you like the best. But we may not choose that. We're just letting you know. Also, you can get 50% more upix on your first purchase of upix up to $100. Take advantage of that. You can go down there and see my promo code. That will get you your first 50% more on your first purchase. But let's get into what we need to talk about today, because I have been realizing I'm not spending a whole lot of time these days teaching the new people on what to play the game. So I'm going to give the top 4 tips on what to do, and I'm going to get the top 4 tips on what you should not do. So here we go. First one, what you should not do is you should not. This is too funny. They actually put this in the terms of agreement. You could go to the terms of service right here and read it for yourself. You all agreed to this. Every one of us. You can't play the game unless you agree to the terms of agreement, the terms of service, and this one they actually put in there. It's actually hilarious. Just because you purchase a property on the Upland game does not mean that you can go to the real live property and knock on the door and say, hey man, I own your property. Don't do that. They actually, I'm sorry, it just cracks me up that somebody would do that. I get it. It's a legal matter. They have to make sure that it's covered. The only reason why I think that it's a legal matter is because probably somebody actually did that. And so don't be foolish. Come on, man. That is too much. But anyways, that is a don't. Do not do that. Do not go to the real life property that you own and create a conversation with the person that lives there. As hilarious it is, it's not a good thing. So there you go. That is the first don't. Do not. That is the first and foremost do not do. One of the first and foremost that you should do, which will help you in this game, is learn your borders. And how do you do that? You go down here and you click on this little button right here, this little tab, and look at this. As soon as my game catches up, that creates the entire border of the city. I've had some conversations with people who said, well, how come we can't buy things in Burbank? How come we can't buy things in Compton? How come we can't buy things in Downey or Linwood and these areas? Because it's outside the border. So learn your border, learn to play with your borders, always turn those on so you know where you are in the game. You know where you can treasure hunt, where you can purchase properties, where it's available, where it's not. That is a very important thing for you to learn to do. So the quicker you learn how to turn on the borders and play the game, the more fun you will have. Don't. Well, this is right here in the rules of agreements also. Do not share accounts. It says right here, no sharing accounts with other players. What I think that means is if somebody has a legal account, do not let them be on your account, and vice versa. Now, I think it's okay if you and your spouse have one account together, but don't share accounts. Also, don't multi-accounting. That's considered multi-accounting. That's why they say sharing accounts with other players you shouldn't be doing. I don't even share accounts on the same IP address. If I do have something on the same IP address, we do not transfer anything. They don't use my promotion code. to get on. I've got buddies that come over and play. I don't even let them use promotion codes with each other. We completely find somebody else to use those promotion codes. Got plenty of people on Discord. Because you're agreeing to not work together on the same servers and the same platforms and all that stuff. So you could get banned. And you agreed to this by signing up. So if you are doing that and you get banned and get thrown in Alcatraz, blood warned you. I told you not to do it. So I'm telling you right now, that is one of those things you do not want to do. Do not trade properties. Do not exchange properties. Do not if you're on the same IP address. And I don't care if it's your wife, your husband. I don't care. I wouldn't do it just out of the risk of losing hundreds and thousands of dollars that I put into this game. They could take it right away from me for doing that. So don't do that. That is a big no-no. And you signed an agreement saying that you would not do that. It's also multi-accounting. The reason why I stopped saying use your friends and family instead of me on my promotion code is because I discovered some people were starting up a second account and using that to do the promotion code so that they could get double the UPX. That's not what it was designed for. And you could read this terms of agreement. It's in here. It says it's at upland.me /terms of service. And you could go in there and you could read it. You've agreed to not do that. And if you lose your account and get put in Alcatraz, nothing's going to save you from it. You signed an agreement. By entering the game and saying that this was okay. You know, this thing, most of us, I'm guilty of it too. Just blow through it real quick and then get into the game. But that is part of the agreement. Things that you should do. The floor. You need to know the floor. That is one of the most important things. What are you going to sell your property for? Well, I don't know. Well, how do you do it? You pull up the floor. You look. Right now, Upland is going for real life cash, $7.37 at the lowest. This is where you know it. You could take it all the way down to a community. I got a community right down here where I got a lot of properties, a lot of Discord people. We're all playing right here in this area. We got a little node going on here. But you could bring it in tight as you want to and look at what's going on in this neighborhood. And so, oh wow. Man, this has jumped. I looked at it earlier today. It was like $11 for the lowest, or 11,000 UPX. It's now at 15. Holy, 20,000 at the 6th place. Wow, this is climbing big time. This is cool, but this is how you can find out in your neighborhood what your property would be worth. That doesn't mean it's going to sell for that, but you can see that the people earlier this morning that was selling it for like 12,000 UPX have sold their properties or took it off the market, one of the two. So know your floor, figure out what your value is worth, and that's the best way that you could adjust your sell price accordingly. Okay, so the next one, no outsourcing. Okay, this is a don't, and a big don't, and this is becoming a problem. And I actually had a guy that I was being challenged with on my last video. He was talking in the comments, give me 3 ways that you don't have to pay fees. And I gave him one. It wasn't good enough. He wanted 2 more. But even though you could figure it out through one, how many more there were, I said I have had multiple people have offered me money for trading on Venmo. That was the one that I threw out there. The other one, PayPal. There's another one. There's Google Pay. There's millions of crypto out there that you could do exchange with. There is hundreds of ways of getting around the Upland fees. You just got to think outside the box a little bit. It will get you banned if you do it. You agreed to play this game and pay the fees. Now, we don't have to necessarily like those fees, and I don't. I think they're a little steep, and I know people are willing to risk it. But if you get caught and you suggest it to somebody else, and if somebody else records your conversation somehow and hands it to the Upland team, and you get thrown in Alcatraz, hey, you know what? I told you not to do it. So do not outsource any kind of fees or ways to get around paying that fees. What we can do is just let Upland know that we want them to lower the fees. And the more they lower the fees, the more money I think they will get. You know, they could do 2.5 per person and still make a killing. Because I know for a fact that a lot of people are outsourcing. I can't prove it right now, But that is hurting all of us, actually, when you do that, because Upland does need to make a profit on these games. They need to be able to create money so that they can keep this game running and be profitable. If they're not making profit, it's going to go under. So stop doing that, and don't accept any deals on something like that, because that person can get you in trouble as well. So no outsourcing. It's in the terms of service, so make sure that there is no outsourcing. One of my favorites is coming up. It is Spark Week. When you go to here's a do, this is a do, wait for Spark Week to upgrade your account. What does that mean? Once I hit Director, okay, there's an upgrade button that showed that I can upgrade to Director. I wait until Spark Week starts, then I hit that button. It will give me some additional Spark by doing that. So you still get all the benefits of being a director. You just don't click the button until it's time to be a Spark Week. Good Lord, easy for me to say. So wait until Spark Week. Do your upgrades then. We got one coming around the corner. I will do a video real soon on that, because we got Spark Week coming. You guys are going to want to take advantage of that. Some awesome stuff is happening with Spark Week. So I'll hit that here in a second. But the last one that I'm going to talk about is bots. This is a game killer. I can't even begin to tell you how many awesome games that have gone away because players want to use bots and cheat and let them. This is the ultimate cheating device. It just really makes me mad that people do that. I'll explain. One game was called The Crusades. I loved it. It was probably still my all-time favorite game. And what you did is you build a little castle, and then you build it up until you can create other castles, and you create these armies, and you would take over their other people's castles and all that stuff. And the weakest character on the thing was a militiaman. It was weak. All he had was like a little pitchfork. And then the strongest character was a knight. He had armor and a horse, and you know, one knight could run through about 70 militia without very little damage. And so this bot was created that all you needed to have was one militia, and you could wipe out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of troops. And it was totally BS, and it didn't take but maybe 2-3 weeks for people to figure out that was happening, and they all quit, and the game was no more. And the people that were doing it acted like they'd done something amazing. No, you didn't do anything. You put a bot in the game that did it for you, and you ruined the game because of it. So I don't want to see that. If I ever find out that anybody has a bot, I'm absolutely 100% reporting it to Upland. I'm just telling you right now, you're my enemy. So no bots. It says it right here, loud and clear. It's the one that I was most passionate about, so I made sure that it was right there. Any use of robot spiders or automatically devices to serve for service of any purpose will be eliminated. So do not use bots, no matter how appealing it sounds. And the last one, know your collections. This is absolutely crucial. Get in there and figure out which collections work best for you. Make sure you got the best ones turned on. Put your highest properties in your biggest times category. This one here is underrated. I mean, this is 4 times UPIX, 0.4 times UPIX of your collection, which means if you're getting like 100 UPIX a month, you will get 140 UPIX a month by having this property located into this City Pro. So make sure that you are using this. Go out and find your best properties, put them for the biggest the amount that you can. The higher the category is, the more that there is. But do this, take advantage of it. Plus you get a reward just by filling this in. So this is one of the best things that you can do to help kick your game off. Study this, understand it, make sure you're getting the most amount of UPIX you can when you set these things up, because this is going to kick off your standing return in a big way. I hope this helps. My name is Blood Spirit. This is Upland Inside the Game.